fine. We have over 22,000 students who come to school every single day. They come because they have a connection with somebody in that building.
Champions of learning start with our staff members.
Having someone be that guiding light is so important.
That is exactly what our staff members are for our students. They are beacons, they are lights.
Have a great year!
We have some of the best teachers, I think, anywhere.
It's a family here, and it doesn't matter what school you're from. Everyone loves everyone.
So kind, and it's a really friendly environment.
Can't find it anywhere else. I mean, I don't know another school district that has this type of program.
Welcome to Rally in the Valley.
They shine a light. They are the beacon. Welcome back, Blue Valley! Please join me in thanking the Blue Valley Southwest Drumline under the direction of Brandon Lasando and the Blue Valley Southwest Cheerleaders under the direction of Callie King Jones. I also want, I forgot to do this morning, so before I get started, I want to thank the Blue Valley Southwest crew here for helping us get it all set up, the administration and the maintenance staff, custodians, as well as our communications team who put a whole bunch of work into this. Can you join me in thanking them? I am always so excited for this day. And I only made 5 mistakes this morning, so I'm hoping I make 4 or less this afternoon. So you guys can count with me. But Rally in the Valley is a tradition that I love because it's the one time a year that I get to be in front of all of you, half of you in the morning, half of you in the afternoon, to really welcome you back and to make sure that you know the great things that you're doing and we're doing within our school. Throughout the year, I spend time thinking about what we want to talk about, what the theme can be. And this year, I had the opportunity of hearing a gentleman speak. His name was Steve Pemberton. And Steve has written 2 different books. And if you were to talk to Steve for very long and hear his story, he honestly shouldn't be here. He should not be the successful, accomplished author, and he does the talk or the circuit with speaking that he is. Because his growing up, he was through the foster care system, and he had horrific experiences. Horrific experiences. It just brings tears to your eyes to listen to it. But in his books, he talks about ordinary people and the extraordinary impact they had on his life. Ordinary people who were doing their jobs every day and had no idea of the impact that they had on him. And I immediately thought of our staff. You do your job every day. You come to work, but you are making an extraordinary impact on students. And so throughout the course of the next 45 to 60 minutes, you're going to hear me talk about lighthouses. People who are lighthouses for our students and for other people. And the first group that's going to talk about lighthouses is our Board of Education. We have 7 volunteers, 7 elected officials from our community who are going to talk to you about the lighthouses they had in their educational career.
The lighthouse in my life, somebody who really made a big difference, was a speech pathologist in 1st through 3rd grade. When I was 17 months old, I put a hot electric wire into my mouth and it burned off the tip of my tongue, half of my lower lip, and a very large hole in my chin. And I wasn't able to speak to be understood. But the speech therapist worked with me so patiently over 3 years. Because of the work she did with me, my oldest sister became a speech pathologist herself, and both of those women helped transform children who had so much going on inside their heads but weren't able to express it and to be understood.
One name that comes to mind is Mr. Demacek, absolutely incredible social studies teacher at my junior high, Leffler Junior High in Lincoln, Nebraska. It really taught us to dig deeper and to think. A lot of hands-on experiences within his classroom.
My Spanish teacher, Senora Erdoiza, she inspired me to find adventure in the classroom, and she inspired me to want to learn Spanish. She inspired me to go on to study abroad.
We've all had teachers who have had a positive impact on our educational journey. I've had several teachers that have supported me in my education and made a difference. You impact each child in your class in both big and small ways.
She was my French 5 teacher. She made sure that you came in day after day after day until you could recount the monologue from Lavard. Au voleur, à l'assassin, meurtrier, justice, justiciel, je suis perdu, je suis assassiné. So thanks to Madame Miller, I'll never forget that.
When I was young, I was actually very shy. But in 4th and 5th and 6th grade, I had a teacher that actually put me in the school musical, put me in the lead positions of the school musicals. And that had a way of bringing me out of my shell. So Miss Williams, Jan Williams, thank you. You're awesome.
I was in 3rd grade. I was extremely shy, but I had one teacher, Miss Maraca. She got me, even though I was extremely shy, very quiet, blended into the wall. She saw me.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage the Blue Valley Board of Education. We have 6 members of our Board of Education who are able to be with us today. We have Gina Knapp, Board President, Jan Kessinger, Board Vice President, Dr. Sonia Evans, Jody Dietz, Clay Norkey, and Jim McMullen. Thank you. Thank you to our Blue Valley Board of Education. When I say that they're volunteers, they truly are volunteers. The only pay they get, and they tell me this all the time, are things like being able to hand out diplomas at graduation, being at events like this. I often say that I am your biggest cheerleader. These folks are a very, very, very close second. They are out there rooting for you every day. So thank you to our Board of Education for all that they do to support the students and the staff of Blue Valley School District. Oh, there's a good picture. See, there was one mistake. I was supposed to advance it. It's already been a week, but a week ago, we welcomed over 200, and I think it was almost 220 now, certified staff to our district. We also have welcomed over the course of the last couple of weeks over 250 classified staff members to our district. And if you are new to Blue Valley this year, just joining us, will you please stand, and will the rest of us thank them for saying yes? Thank thank you for saying yes to Blue Valley. Thank you for being a part of our district. You are joining an amazing staff, and we are so very, very glad and fortunate that you are with us. So that leaves the rest of us. So I need everybody else to stand up. If you're not new this year, everybody needs to stand. And we've done this a couple years, so you kind of know the drill. So I will let you know when it's time for you to sit down. So look up on the screens, and you are going to see some of your staff members who are experiencing milestones in the district. So first up, 10 years of service in Blue Valley! Thank you. Okay, if you've been here 10 years or less, go ahead and have a seat. You know the next group, 15 years of service to Blue Valley! I just can't sleep. I'm so excited. I'm in too deep. Okay, 15 years or less, go ahead and have a seat. You know the next group, 20 years of service to Blue Valley! Woo! Okay, if you've been here 20 years or less, go ahead and have a seat. This next group is my class, 25 years! Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. Okay, 25 years or less, let's have a seat. 30 years of service to Blue Valley, thank you! Okay, if you've been here 30 years or less, go ahead and have a seat. Over 30 years of service! Woo! Oh my God, we're back again. Okay. If you've been here 34 years or less, go ahead and have a seat. Look at this group. 35 years of experience! Woo! Thank you to these 5 for their continued service to Blue Valley. We appreciate you. Oh, there's music. See, there's mistake number 2. I come burning on the sky up so high. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. So we know that everybody has a choice in this room. And so I want to thank all of you for saying yes again to Blue Valley, because you are the reason that we are such an amazing district. You know, people have been asking me over the course of the last week or so, how was your summer? How was your summer? And my answer always has kind of been the same this year. It's like, oh my gosh, it went so fast. It feels like it was a long weekend. But one of the things I always do in the summer is I find time to get out to some of our summer school programs. And so I was able to go out to our summer exploratory program, as well as our early childhood, the last day of their extended school year. And then I also got to go out to a field trip, or a field day in May. So we're going to check out and see what's happening this summer. You know, our exploratory classes in all of our schools are so important. They are often the reason that get kids to come to school. That's what excites them. And so when I was feeling the need to get out of my office this summer, I looked at the schedule and saw a whole section of exploratory classes here at Overland Trail Middle School. So let's go check some of them out. Are we doing what Louie does? Uh-oh. I don't think I can do that. So you guys are learning how to code?
We work on coding with Python, and right now we're doing an hour of code lesson. We're learning about stuff like how to make shapes appear when you click on them, how to code shapes, and how to use conditions like if statements and things like that.
Wow. So you're doing Dungeons and Dragons in here? Yes. Can you tell me what you're working on here?
I'm being the dungeon master, and right now I'm leading a battle for them. So, yeah, and they're battling a bugbear king.
Awesome. I am here on a kind of rainy, drizzly day at Blue Valley High School's football stadium with the Stanley 3rd through 5th graders, and they are participating in field day, and they are so excited. I can't wait to talk to a few of them. Can you tell me what you're doing here?
So we're trying to flip the cone, and whoever gets to the end first wins.
Oh, are you guys winning?
I don't think so.
You know, your PE teacher organized this whole thing. What's some of the best things about your PE teacher?
He is the best PE teacher I've ever met.
Awesome. Why?
He's really funny and he's really kind to us. He's super cool. He's fun. He's trendy.
It's trendy?
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Sit in school and learn book stuff or come out to field day? We are out here at the end of extended school year at Hilltop campus with some of our youngest learners, and they are having a water and shaving cream day. Could there be anything better in the summer than water and shaving cream? Let's see what's going on. Okay, Elvis, what are you guys doing today?
Good. Good.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
Is you having fun?
Yes.
Oh, look at you.
I think it's wonderful, and some of these kids are strangers to each other, and there's no barriers. They just interact like they've been together all school year, and they just do the activities that they enjoy as a collective group.
And so what have they been working on this summer?
They've been working on maintaining their goals. They all have benchmarks that they've been trying to maintain and meet this summer, and so they've all been working hard, and today's the day of fun.
All of these highlight how important our specials, how important our coaches, how important it is for our kids to have fun each and every day they come to school. Thank you to all of you, because you really are kind of a guiding light for our students. You're what make it really special for many kids to come to school every day. So a couple of things about that video. The first one is that anytime I go out with Jake from our communications team, and we have a camera and we have a microphone, kids run towards you and staff run away from you. So thank you to the staff who were willing to get on camera on that. The second thing is, that young man explained Dungeons and Dragons to me for a long time, and I still have no clue what any of that means. But huge shout out to our teachers who were involved in extended school year, who were involved in any of our summer programs, because it was an amazing experience for us to go out and see that. Also in the summer, a lot of work happens in our buildings. We tell all of you to go away, rest, rejuvenate, and I truly hope you all did that. But many of our staff spend lots of times in the summer getting our buildings ready for you. So our custodial staff, our office staff, our facilities and maintenance crews, our grounds crews, all are working really, really hard, and we appreciate them. So let's give a shout out to those people who worked over the summer. Our technology department is another one. Anytime anything happens in a building, if we get new flooring or new carpet, they have to go in and take technology out and then go in and put it back in. Also, over the summer, we started several bond projects. In 2023, our community resoundingly passed a $251 million bond package. And there's a lot of work that's happened as a result of that. And there's a few pictures up here. So Blue Valley West, probably, if you're around there, I walk around there every day, and their parking lot's kind of a mess, but it's a mess for a good reason. They got additional parking, which they need. They also are in the process of getting that auxiliary gym, that second auxiliary gym that they need. So that's happening. If you were to go to Blue Valley North, they're kind of a mess too, but it's for a good reason. They are getting a new weight room as a part of the bond. If you were to go to Leawood Elementary, they're getting ready to start removing the mobile. Remember, that's a part of this package, is any of our elementaries that have a mobile, eventually those will go away, and Leawood Elementary is one of the first ones, along with new parking. Our middle school, so Aubrey Bend, right next door here, has a multi-purpose room. There's a picture here of that. All of our middle schools will eventually have that. And then if you came down 175th Street, you would have seen the Arboretum. Across the street from the Arboretum is Wolf Springs Elementary. Right next to Wolf Springs Elementary, I couldn't see it from 175th, but they are moving dirt on the next middle school. That was a part of that bond. So lots of work happening with the bond, and we're just very appreciative of our community and the efforts that we get to do to enhance those experiences for kids. Blue Valley this year has the opportunity to update their strategic plan. You already got an email from me asking for your input. There will be processes throughout the year where you'll be able to give input. We need the input. We need to hear from our students. We need to hear from our staff. We need to hear from our parents and our community at large. And in order to help us kind of process through that, I thought it might be helpful for you to hear from 3 of our rock star students that we have. So will you please join me in welcoming to the stage Caroline, Ariana, and Rashab. So I did tell them the questions I was going to ask, but I didn't tell them what to say. I want to be real clear about that up front. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just to share with us, again, your name, what schools you've been at since you've been in Blue Valley, and what grade you're in.
Hello, Blue Valley. I'm Ariana Moiby, and I moved here the summer before 5th grade. So shout out to Miss Bass, now Miss Cobb, at Sunset Ridge Elementary. Right now I'm in middle school. I'll be going to 8th grade next year. But last year I was in 7th grade at Lakewood, and I will be going to Blue Valley West pretty soon.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rashab Barvey, and gosh, where to start? Elementary school, my kindergarten teacher, Miss Blasey, taught me the alphabet. My 1st grade teacher, Miss Stern, taught me how to read and also not to yawn in class. It's a big one. And that's where I was a cheat at Cedar Hills. And then at Pleasant Ridge Middle School, where Miss Shute, my theater teacher, transformed my public speaking and really taught me that. And then also Miss Utley, who taught me how to write and construct novels. And now I'm a proud Jaguar at Blue Valley West High School, where Mr. McDonald taught me how to understand the world with the cultural landscape. So thank you to all my teachers.
Aw, very good.
Well, I don't really know how to follow that. That was incredible. My name is Caroline, and I'm a current Mustang, very proud Mustang. So I am a full K through 12 Blue Valley student. So I started my time at, I believe, Mission Trail Elementary School as a bulldog. And then I went to Leawood Middle School as an eagle. And now I'm a very proud Mustang at Blue Valley North High School. I would say that kind of on this same streak of thanking our teachers, I definitely do want to thank all of my teachers, and I think even shouting out just one is very difficult because every teacher has made a very serious impact on my life and all of my classmates' lives. Definitely some at my Blue Valley North High School right now. Thank you, Mr. Breedlove. Thank you, Mr. Schmoida. Thank you, Miss Grimm, Miss Shoemaker. You guys all make our lives very special, so thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, so my next question is, we start school in just a few days, next Tuesday. And what are you most looking forward to? And I told them that they could not say seeing their friends, because I think that's a given. We all know that. So what are you most looking forward to about going back to Lakewood Middle?
I am so excited to learn everything 8th grade has to offer to me. I have had the most amazing teachers in my history in Blue Valley, and I've never sat in a boring class, I have to say. There's always an element that teachers bring to the table that I'm so ready to learn, and I have to shout out all my teachers for that. But I think I'm most excited to go back to Lakewood to be learning again.
Awesome.
So I guess there's two things. The first, as I'm a senior now in high school, I'm really looking forward to falling in love. On stage. We're putting on Romeo and Juliet this year, so I'm looking forward to auditioning there, yeah. Don't worry, Mom. And then the second thing, for the past 3 years, I've had the privilege to represent Blue Valley at the NCFL, a national speech and debate competition. And I truly hope and look forward to being able to compete alongside some fellow Blue Valley students there again this year. So thank you.
So I would say, so I'm going to be a senior, so I think that comes with the pros and the cons. I would say that definitely number one, I'm most excited to get back to my teachers. I'm very excited to reconnect with my teachers. I don't know how happy they are to reconnect with me, but I can only hope. But I would say in addition to that, something that makes Blue Valley North and Blue Valley in general very special is just the level of community we have at our school, the level of activities and how teachers promote these clubs. So I think for me, I'm really excited to get back to my clubs, my sports, and get back to what really makes Blue Valley North and Blue Valley special.
Awesome. Okay, so last question. As you think back to your career in Blue Valley, what are some of your favorite memories? What stands out?
This is a tough one. I think a common theme between all my good memories at Blue Valley is that every one of them has shaped me into the person I am today. Which again, my teachers have a really huge hand in. So I'd say I can't really pick one. I mean, I've been offered so many opportunities here, from math and logic in 5th grade to accelerated math now, going into 8th grade. And guided discovery with Miss Pepper and Mrs. Keith, and now Miss Reed at Sunset Ridge. There's so much out there, and Blue Valley has just always had everyone's back in whatever they want to achieve. And I have to give a huge thanks to everyone for wanting to back all of my dreams.
Awesome, very good.
Yeah, my favorite memory is during a time that I'd say, unfortunately, many of us don't have the fondest of memories, and that's the COVID year, which for me was 8th grade. And what made that incredibly special for me was I was part of our middle school theater group, and we put on Beauty and the Beast that year. And questions we never thought we'd have to answer as actors came to rise. We had to ask, how do you put on a show standing 6 feet apart? How do you mitigate aerosol dispersal while singing?
We didn't know how to answer that either, just FYI.
But the best part of all of that, and what I carry fondest with me, is before every show we sing a song. We sing Lean On Me, and we link arms. And one last time at the end of that year, we got the chance to do that, despite a year where I'd say connection was anything but guaranteed. So if there's anything I think really captures Blue Valley virtue, it's that most. So I thank you for that as much.
Awesome.
I think, like everyone up here, it's really hard to pinpoint one memory that really, just stands out above all others, because it's been such a special time in Blue Valley. I would say that maybe one thing that I really remember and think about a lot is when I was at Mission Trail Elementary School. I think Miss Finkston, I don't believe she's at Mission Trail anymore, but I know she did an after-school choir every Friday, and she didn't need to do it, but what ended up happening is the entire 5th grade would come and sing together every Friday. Good voices and bad voices, everyone was welcome. But it was such a special time, and I think it really highlighted how teachers just kind of go above and beyond. She didn't need to do it, but it's something that I know my classmates and I talk about all the time, are the friendships we made through that choir. And even when another memory, I would say is now in high school. Some incredible memories I've made through my activities, but I would say something that is special and really stands out. would be the connections that I've made. And I would say that this man to the right of me is so fantastic and special. And I would say that something that's so special about Blue Valley is my community is not just Blue Valley North, but my community is Blue Valley. He goes to West, and he is such a good friend, and he's such a good leader, and I feel really honored to be on this stage with him, and I can't wait to see all the things that he does.
Yeah, go for it. It looks like Rashab wants the last word here, so go for it.
Caroline, thank you so much for that. Gosh. Wow, kindest, most sincere person I know, and I can't put that into words, so thank you.
I think that you understand why the principals thought that these three would be good representatives. So please join me in thanking Caroline, Ariana, and Rashab. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, these three students are great examples of the over 22,000 that we have. If we think about, they talked about each one of their experiences through elementary, middle, and high school. Those transition years are really special and important. So we went out and actually talked to a senior going into college, an 8th grader going into high school, and a 5th grader going into middle school. So let's take a look at that.
My name is Trey Thomas. I go to Blue Valley Southwest High School, and I'm going to Harvard in 2024. Ever since I was little, I always dreamed of going to an Ivy League school or just a great school in general. I'm really excited, and I feel like Blue Valley has prepared me really well for the academic side and the work side of it. Having people to go to as a student and an athlete, knowing that your coaches and your teachers are always going to be there for you, it's just a great feeling to have.
Robert Lee Thomas III.
They're always there every step of the way, and they're always there to support you and help you in any way that you need. I remember my 7th grade science teacher. She really motivated me and made me work hard, and shout out Miss Bergerhofer. She's one of my favorite teachers, but she's one of those first teachers that really helped me grow, not just a student, but as a person.
I'm Audrey Breckler. I go to Pleasant Ridge Middle School, and I'm going to be at Blue Valley West High School next year. I'm a little nervous because obviously it's going to be a change, but I'm mostly excited because it's a new chapter in my life, and I'm excited to go to high school. I've done a ton of extracurriculars. In 7th grade, I was part of the tech crew for the play. Track, cross country, basketball. I'm in the Science Olympiad team, and that's been such an amazing experience. I've never known a single teacher or staff member who hasn't really cared about who I am, if I am getting the material, if I'm growing, but also they're concerned about how I'm growing as a person. Miss Smith was my 4th grade teacher. She taught us sign language at the beginning of class, and I remember that. I still know some. And that was just really cool. It was like a little personal touch that I'll always remember, and I'll listen to the songs that we learned and think of her.
Hello, so I'm Joseph Park. I'm in 5th grade at Prairie Star Elementary, and next year I'll be going to Prairie Star Middle. We were in California, and then I moved here, and then I went to a private school. I was a little bit nervous, yeah, but when I came, everyone is so kind, and it's a really friendly environment. One thing that Miss Purcell really helped me with is at my old school, we did nothing with technology, and in middle school, I would need to know how to use Canvas or iReady, and they helped me learn. I do want to be a professional soccer player, but I think I either want to be a dentist, orthodontist, or a doctor. I really like school. Every morning I look forward to coming to school.
Thank you to all the teachers who've helped me, and the staff members, and anybody who's really just helped me be me and grow.
A lot of things that you guys did has gone underappreciated and unnoticed, to be honest, so I'd just like to say thank you for everything that you've done and how it's impacted me in my life.
I just love this quote. Every kid is one caring adult away from being a success story. All three of the students on the video, all three of the students you heard up here, all three of the students that were on the panel this morning, they were different students. All of them have talked about relationships that they've had with teachers or with other staff members. That's what is so, so very important. So this is where I give you permission if you need it, and I hope most of you don't feel like you need the permission, but you don't have to dive in next Tuesday to academics right away. What you have to do first is to build that relationship, get to know your students, build those routines in your classroom, because they're going to serve you well later on in the year in November, December, April, May, when it gets really, really hard. So please know that you are that adult who is helping those kids. You never know how far-reaching your influence could be. I talked to Dr. Bergerhofer this morning. She was here. She knew that Trey was a student of hers, but had no idea she had that big of an impact. I guarantee you have a student like that as well. I had the opportunity of hearing from a former student of mine. And so social media is kind of a blessing and a curse for me. You guys get it, you know why. But one of the best things about social media is that you get to connect with people that you don't see every day. And so I got a message through social media during the course of the last year, and the message was, did you teach at Waltrip High School? The answer to that question is yes. Waltrip High School is in the Houston Independent School District. That's where I started my career. So I answered yes. And she said that she had been a student of mine in one of my Algebra 2 classes, and that she even tried to take an advanced math class and then dropped it because she couldn't get me as a teacher. But I didn't recognize her. She also told me that her daughter was just getting ready to start her career as a high school math teacher, and she had told her that she was sure she was going to make the impact on her students that I had made on her mom. And I went home, got my yearbook out from that year, and I looked at her picture. Donita Harrington was her name, and I didn't remember her. I didn't recognize her. There are some names, that stick with you. I didn't. But I just was so honored that she would take the time to let me know that I had made an impact on her. I guarantee you, every single person in this room has a student like that you would be able to hear from. Well, part of what Blue Valley is known for is the really strong academics. And I will argue all day long with people that continues to be the bedmark of what we're doing. And so I wanted to share some academic data, and in a venue like this, people are like, that's kind of wah. However, I do want to share a few things. So I took a page from our annual report. Our annual report will be presented to our Board of Education on Monday, and it's on our website. It's got lots of really great information. This is Blue Valley by the numbers. There's a couple of things on here I just want to highlight out. Some of them are about you. So you'll notice they're number 74%. 74% is the number of our teaching staff who have master's degrees or higher. Over 3/4 of you have master's degrees or higher. That is huge. That you're professionals. You are so good at your craft, and we need to continue to treat you like professionals. Some other important information on here. On the other side, you see 65%. 65% of our high school students are involved in an activity or a sport, Acacia activity or sport. I would love that number to be 100%, because we know when students are engaged and involved in school, they're going to do better academically. So huge congratulations on that. We continue to have lots of national merits. We continue to have a high graduation rate. AP scholars. We have, this last year, more students take an AP class, more students take an AP exam, and more students get a 3, 4, or 5 than ever in the history of the district. That's huge. And that's certainly a high school celebration. It's also an elementary middle celebration, because we don't just magically get those students when they're in high school to prepare them. But what I'm most proud of is that we continue to do all of that work by also still focusing on mental health and continued mental health of our students and our staff. I had the opportunity this past summer to go through the youth mental health first aid training that many of you have done, and I had 2 amazing Blue Valley instructors in Christy and Manal, and it was great. It was information that I was able to use honestly that night with an 18-year-old that I know. So it is great. I am so proud of the work that we do and really proud that we continue to look at our strong core academics as well as the well-being of our students. And we couldn't do any of this without an opportunity for our teachers to really dig into data. And so let's take a quick look at this video.
I think the data is just kind of an ever-present piece of everything that we do.
Teachers in Blue Valley are professionals. They understand that there's an art and a science to teaching. Not only do they spend time fine-tuning their craft and the art of what they do every day, but they very much lean into the science of teaching, diving deep into data, using research-based strategies, and all the things that we've learned over the years work for teaching and learning.
Among the hidden, because what's the Lexile for among the hidden? It's pretty low.
We meet as a PLC 2 times a week. We usually will plan for the next week using some of the data that we have. We're very lucky in the Blue Valley School District because we have access to a ton of data. Some of the major data points that we talk about is FastBridge data. We also have an EduClimber system where we can look at a whole bunch of data at one time. Using that kind of summative data really helps us to plan ahead, help us to try to anticipate the kind of needs that our kids are going to have before they come into the classroom.
So our Honors Algebra 2 PLC, we really like the data to help drive what we're doing. Being able to see where our students have come from, whether they came from regular geometry or honors geometry or just whatever their background is, being able to use that student data in a timely manner to then forward our curriculum. What classroom activities we're going to use. Should we use digital? Should we use Desmos? Should we use Delta Math? Should we do worksheets? Should we pull something from Teachers Pay Teachers? There are so many resources out there available to us.
It's just kind of an ever-present piece in everything that we do, every decision that we're making. There's a lot of time that goes in initially to figure out what's the exact data that we want to collect. How do we ask questions to make sure we're getting the right data for our students? And that was really, in many ways, a years-long process because every year we're going back and reviewing and changing to make sure that we're getting better at knowing how to ask student questions.
You're right that it's not a different chromosome, but you don't know that because... That's the magic. When you have a great professional in front of kids, they blend the science and the art of teaching and couple that with a huge heart for students. Amazing things happen for kids in Blue Valley.
So thank you to our teams from Aubrey Bend Middle School, Blue Valley Northwest, and Blue Valley West for allowing us to come in and talk to them about how they use data in that. You'll notice that we didn't highlight a team from an elementary, but that's because I invited a couple of our elementary colleagues to join me on stage and talk about the work that they're doing at Mission Trail. So please join me in welcoming Caitlin Pattison and Sarah Bartley. Okay, so Sarah, why don't you start and tell us what your role is at Mission Trail?
Sure, I am a reading specialist.
Okay, and so how do you dig into the data at Mission Trail?
Sure. So the district has provided some awesome opportunities, like the gentleman said in the video, for data. So the first one we really look at is our Acadians, our universal screener. And that is like a safety net for kids that catches kids with reading difficulties. And then on top of that, that progress monitoring piece to make sure in our small groups that we're doing everything we can and that child is following that trajectory to be on benchmark. So Acadians is essential. And then we of course have K through 3, the core phonics program, and it has several assessment pieces as far as like a day 5 encoding piece. And then the older grades, we have the multisyllabic routine cards, and that provides some great data on if the students are acquiring those different syllable types. So, and then the last piece, this year, we've been using the letters spelling screener. So we realized decoding and encoding go hand in hand. And so some of the teachers have been using that and have seen amazing growth in their kids, just being able to identify that data and that target skill.
Awesome. Yeah. So Caitlin, tell us what your role is at Mission Trail.
I'm a 4th grade teacher.
Okay, and so as a 4th grade teacher, how do you guys utilize that data in what you do in the classroom?
The core of my team's data really relies on the PLC's 4 questions. What do we want our students to learn? How will they know it?
What do we do if they already know it, and what will we do if they don't know it? And with that information, my team has been able to plan purposeful lessons for our intervention with the help of our specialists. And we don't just settle, we really push ourselves to continue to learn, to do what is best for our students. And our data has continued to improve because of our strong collaboration that we have with our reading specialist, our gifted education teacher, our specialist, our SPED team, and our awesome IDC. And we just are really thankful for the upcoming planning days, because that'll continue to give us further information to dive deeper into our data to help plan meaningful lessons for a small group, whole group, interventions to meet the needs of all of our students.
So middle and high school might not be as aware, if you have kids in elementary, you probably are, but you may not be as aware of this, that middle and high school have time built into their school day, maybe not enough, but have some time built into their school day for teams to work together. Elementary has not had that time. And so special thanks to our Board of Education for approving a calendar that allows that this year. We'll have 4 days in the spring and 4 in the fall, 4 in the fall, 4 in the spring, where our teachers will have that time to do that. So can you join me in thanking our friends from Mission Trail Elementary? Thank you. Thank you. You know, I could have picked really any of our schools, because I had the opportunity this summer to spend some time in EduClimber. So Adam Wade gave me a little tutorial on EduClimber, and I love digging into that. And every single one of your schools has academic successes to share. Every single one of you have teams that have really excelled or different subjects that have really done well. So I want to continue to celebrate that and make sure that you know that you are being extremely successful. None of that could happen without recruitment and retention. We could have the best curriculum in the world, but if we don't have somebody to deliver it, it's not going to work. We can write a great strategic plan. I talked about that earlier. But if I don't have you all in the building implementing it, then nothing happens. So we really have to work on the whole recruitment and retention piece. It's something that's been a focus of ours for several years and something that will continue. And so in order to have this conversation, I have a couple friends over here who are going to join me. Can you please welcome Alex Lahaski from Blue Valley West and Katie Pearson from Blue Valley North. Hi, guys. Okay, so Alex, we're going to start with you. So Alex, tell us about your history in Blue Valley. When did you start in Blue Valley?
I started in Blue Valley as a kindergartner at Harmony Elementary, and then I opened Sunset Ridge as a second grader, went to Pleasant Ridge, and then graduated from Blue Valley West in 2009.
That's awesome. And so now you're a teacher.
Teacher since 2016.
At the building that you graduated from. So think back to your teachers that you've had, elementary, middle, and high school. Think about some of them, and why did you want to go into education? Were any of them influential?
I think it's probably a poorly kept secret that all of us in here are here because of an impactful teacher that they had, and I had a great number of them, especially at Blue Valley West. Denise Young, Teresa Grosbich, Paul Stewie, the list goes on. A lot of those teachers that I really looked up to and wanted to be like, and now I'm fortunate to call them colleagues.
Awesome. So Katie, tell us what your role is this year.
I'm going to be the administrative intern at Blue Valley North. Yay.
Yeah. But tell us what you did last year.
Last year I was an ELA teacher and coach at Blue Valley West.
Okay. So I know that Blue Valley West, just like many of our schools, has really kind of embraced supporting our new staff that come into a building. So can you talk about the work that you and Alex have done around that?
So for the last few years, Alex and I had the opportunity to run a group for new to West educators. Our principal, Katie Bonma, came to us and asked us if it was something we would be willing to do, and we were really excited to do it. And so we got to meet with those teachers once a month, and in the early part of the semester, it was like once every other week, just so we could make sure everybody felt really welcomed and knew what it was like to be a Jaguar at West and what our culture was like.
Okay. So Alex, what advice would you give to a new teacher, whether they're at West or any other new teacher within this?
So I think one of the reasons that Dr. Bonema came to us and asked us to start this program was that teaching is really difficult, and it's unsustainable if you're doing it in isolation. Mm-hmm. And I know I was fortunate to have great mentors when I started teaching: Kelly Curley, Lauren Garcia, Nick McDonald. But also, if we can build in systems to make sure that all of our new teachers and new staff have the same level of support and mentorship, I think it makes the profession more sustainable, and it makes us all better.
Awesome. Katie, same question to you. What advice would you have for a new teacher to Blue Valley, either brand new or just somebody new coming in from another district?
Find your people. Find your people and know your people. And your people are a lot of people, I think, that you'll find. When I came to West 6 years ago, I felt like I was a part of the family, like very, very quickly. And I have felt that same way at Blue Valley North, just because everybody is so great. It sounds cliche, but I really do feel like Blue Valley is the family.
Awesome. Can you please join me in thanking Alex and Katie? Thanks, guys. So I could not agree more. Great advice. Find your people. Make sure you ask if you need help, because there are people here. We want you to be successful. Every single person in this room, we want to be successful. Well, in addition to our certified staff, we have a number of classified staff who we need in our buildings. I think any of us who have been teachers know we need those supports. We need our custodians. We need the people in the lunchroom. We need the people in the front office. They make things run for us. Another group that we really need is our paraprofessionals. I got that exact same cheer this morning, because everybody here knows how vital they are. And so let's take a look at one of our paraprofessionals at Leawood Elementary.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Chloe.
How are you doing?
Fine, how are you? This your door? All right, I got the door. I didn't ever dream of coming back to the classroom. I didn't think it would be possible. That's kind of my first love.
For over 30 years, Larry Jones was part of a management team, helping run places like Bartle Hall and Kemper Arena. But after retiring in 2008, he wanted to give back to his community. And with his degree originally being in elementary ed, Jones decided schools would be a good place to start.
For a couple of years, I worked on a school bus as a school bus monitor. Got tired of sitting at home. That's when I did the substitute teaching, and it really challenged me to see if I still had the patience, because it requires a lot of patience.
But in 2018, Jones started working as a paraprofessional at Leawood Elementary, a role his colleagues are convinced he was made for.
Now, who handles the small problems?
Girls.
What?
Kids.
Yeah, you handle the small problems, right?
To hire a really good para is probably one of the hardest jobs that I have in a building. To make sure that you've got the right fit and the right connection with each child to adult doesn't come easily. You never wonder if Mr. Jones can make the connection. You always know Mr. Jones is the one who will make that connection and make a difference in a child's life.
It's amazing to have someone like Mr. Jones in the building that you walk by and he's working one-on-one with a student, and he is so present when he's here with those students, and he gives them 100% of himself when he's working with them.
Specializing in social emotional learning, kindergartners are admittedly Mr. Jones' favorite group to work with. But the 5th grade class this year holds a special place in his heart, as they're the first group of students he worked with when he arrived at Leawood 6 years ago.
I love him so much. He's just really sweet, and I've known him since kindergarten. It's so fun to watch, like, someone bringing that much joy to a kid, like, means a lot.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, Jackson. They were so special to me that at that time I thought, boy, I really want to be here to watch them graduate. That would make me feel so proud. I watched them all grow up through the different stages. I'm probably going to be bawling like a proud parent.
And even though that group's headed to middle school next year, Jones says he doesn't plan on leaving Leawood anytime soon, choosing to spend his retirement somewhere he can make a difference.
Teaching is the only profession that I would do for free because it's not about the income, but it's about the outcome.
Huge shout out to Mr. Jones and all of our amazing paraprofessionals. Thank you for saying yes to Blue Valley and for continuing to serve our students. You know, Mr. Jones said in there that teaching is the only thing he would do for free. I just want to be very clear that nobody has to do this for free. Very clear. In fact, we know that a big part of recruitment and retention is continuing to pay our staff a wage so that you can survive and you can do this job. And so I'm very happy that our Board of Education on Monday night is going to consider one of the biggest raise in Johnson County this year. So we will continue to focus on making sure that our staff is paid. You know, this slide right here is Champions of Learning, are all the stories, or a number of the stories, that our communications team this year did. Behind every single one of these stories is an educator, is a staff member who made a difference for those students or for another staff member. We want to continue to tell the amazing stories that are happening in our district, so please continue to share the great things that are happening in your buildings. We cannot wait to continue that tradition this year. You know, this quote was from the book that I referenced at the beginning, Our Light Shines Brightest When We Stand Together. You know, I am a big cheerleader for Blue Valley. I'm very positive about the direction that we are going, but I'm not naive. I realize that there are issues and challenges that we are going to have. In fact, if I probably went and find my phone back here and looked at my email, I bet I could find a challenge right now that is waiting for us. You probably have a challenge waiting for you back in your building. But what I would say, the reason I'm so positive about Blue Valley is that because I think we can solve those challenges if we work together. If we stand together, we will solve those challenges and actually be better for it. Your light might be just what someone needs to find their way. I absolutely believe that we get the very best students that parents have to give us, and your light is going to help them to find their way as they go through. And you are a beacon, someone offering hope and inspiration and guiding our journey. That is what each one of you are doing. And I have to tell you, because you are so important to our students, it is essential that you take care of yourselves. It is essential that you give yourself the grace to make sure you step away when you need to. Ask for help when you need to, because you are needed. We cannot run this district without every single person in this room. Every one of you is an important component of that. You know, we are going to have an amazing year in 24-25. I cannot wait to see the amazing thing that happened. Can't wait to be out in your buildings. If something's happening in your classroom and you really think I would enjoy it, send me an email. I would love to come out and see the great things happening. I know we're going to have great, great, great champions of learning as we go out throughout the rest of this year.
Excited to see you. We're gonna have a great year. When tomorrow comes, I'll be on my own, feeling frightened of the things that I don't know. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes. And though the road is long, I look up to the sky, and in the dark I found lost hope that I won't fly. And I sing along, then I sing along.
have amazing students, but in order for those students to succeed, we have to have teachers, staff members in our buildings who are taking care of those students every day. And finally, we have to have just a supportive community in general. We have all of those, and I could not be prouder to be a part of the Blue Valley School District.
'Cause you light the way, you light the way, you light the way. I got all I need when I got you and I look around me, see sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Kickstart my heart when you shine it in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Light, you're my flashlight, light, 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 light. Oh, you're my flashlight.
Have a great year, Blue Valley.